Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahusha HaMashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo, and I'm going to do a trade recap on my trade on NQ futures. Today is the 5th of April 2023. The time is 10:24 a.m. So let's start with the context of what's been going on the NQ for the past couple of days. So let's see here. Let's pull out the Epic Pen. Alright, so as you can see here, we're kind of creating like a head and shoulders kind of pattern right here. So yesterday we had this sell-off into the close. We hit a high of 13348.75 and we sold off, right? So coming into the ETH open, see, we open and we held some resistance above these levels here around let's see here. Alright, the highest it got was 13,236.50. So in the ETH, the high was approximately 13,247.75, right? So we're kind of creating this head and shoulders pattern coming into the open today. Let's see here. Let's throw on the money zone first. Right, so the money zone is the mini market profile. It gives you the value area high, which is the purple line, value area low, which is the white line, and these two right here, the red and the green, that's the upper puck and lower puck. So basically the point of control, right? So let me make sure I'm pointing that out. Right, value area high, value area low, and the puck level, right? So as you can see, it's in an overlapping higher value relationship from the prior day, right? So that's a moderately bullish setup, right? But it's moderately bullish and we're actually rejecting the puck level, right? So you can see here the puck level is creating resistance, right? So we opened below, below the puck level, came up and retest the puck level and started to fail, right? So let's see here. Let's go over to the pivots, the floor pivots. Right, so the floor pivots, let me just open this up a little bit. Alright, so the central pivot, which is that blue line right there, is lining up with the lower puck of the money zone. So that's a golden pivot zone where two levels are lining up with the pivot level. The central floor pivot, right, is lining up with another level. So that's a golden pivot zone. As you can see, is creating the resistance right there at the pivot level, right? This is the top central pivot, which is now at the bottom of the central pivot range, and this right here is the bottom central pivot, which is now at the top of the central pivot range. And they kind of flip just through the calculation. They kind of flip sometimes, right? So don't get that confused where I'm saying this is the top central pivot. It's just, this is the calculation for it, but sometimes it comes below the central pivot, right? So we open below the central pivot range, which is actually suggesting that it's a bullish bearish setup, right? Because from yesterday we have a overlapping higher value relationship with the CPR. So this was the bottom central pivot, this was the pivot range, this was the central pivot right here, the blue line, and this was the top central pivot. So today we have this level is higher than previous day's low, and this level here is higher than previous day's high, right? But this bottom central level right here isn't higher than this one, so it's not a higher value, it's just overlapping higher value, right? So with the open of the ETH being below the central pivot range, it's suggesting like a bearish kind of setup, right? So it's opening weak. We test the central pivot, rejected off of that, rejected off of the pivot range right here, which is the top central pivot, broke above that, came back, retested it, and then we kind of sold off, right? And into the open we tested it again around, let's see, what time is that? We tested it here and broke above around 8:20 this morning, right? So let me just make this bigger. All right, so that's the central pivot setup, and you can see what it's doing there. So let me just go over to the Camarilla levels, take off the central pivots, right? So the Camarilla levels is showing, let me just make this bigger, right. So the Camarilla setup is a overlapping lower value relationship where Camarilla R3 was up here, Camarilla S3 was here, and Camarilla S3 now moved down to 13,169.25, and Camarilla R3 moved down to 13,268.75, right? So the setup I was looking for today was a breakdown of Camarilla S3, right? Because it's a moderately bearish setup. So breakdown of Camarilla S3, a retest, and then go short to, like, you know, Camarilla S4, right? So let's see here. Let's see. Hold on. All right, so the open was at this, which one? Right. So this candle right here was the open, and we got the breakdown of Camarilla S3, right? So let's see here, 9:30, and I entered my trades at 9:41, right? So I entered on the retest right here of Camarilla S3, and I tried to get some entries here as it broke down, but my stop was too tight and I got stopped out a couple times. So this was the trade that actually worked at 9:41, the retest of Camarilla S3, right? So let's go over to Ninja Trader. Right, so you can see here is where I got stopped out a couple times. And let me just get the level on Camarilla S3 one more time. Right, so the level is 13,169.25. All right. Right, so Camarilla S3 is around this level right here, right? 39,169.25, right? So I was trying to go short here a couple times. Let's see, let me just kind of outline that. Right, so tried to go short here, got stopped out. Took a short here again, got stopped out here, right? Took another short here and got stopped out here, right? So on this one here, I made my stop a little wider, right? So I put my stop above, let's see, above this level here of VWAP. Around this level right here is where I put my stop. So we actually came back, we tested VWAP, and then we started to fail, right? So I got my targets at these levels right here. So first partial was at let's see, first partial was half of the position was out at 13,125.25 and all out at 13,120.50, right? So let me just go over to bookmap and show why I took those partials there. right? So 941 here, took the trade short around this level right here, right? So we pull back up to the VWAP level, kind of around the Camarilla S3 level right here, just below it. So got that rejection off of VWAP, then started to move down, right? So let's see what some of the targets here, if Bookmap will cooperate now. So my first target was around 949, right? So got down to Camarilla S4. You can see it's at 13120. So took profit right there at Camarilla S4, and then a little lower on this one here. Let's see. So first target was 13125.25 and then 13120.75. So let's see, 13125.25. Right, so first target was around Camarilla, not Camarilla, floor pivot S1. As you can see, moving across here, you see floor pivot S1 is right here at around 13125. So I'll front run that a little bit at 13125.25 or something like that. 13125.25, somewhere around this level right here, just above floor pivot S1. And then I was all out at Camarilla S4 at 13120. Right. Yep, 13120.75. Let me just try and open this up a little bit. Right, so exactly at the bottom here where it hit Camarilla S4, well, just above Camarilla S4, that's where I took my profit right there, 13120.75. So it's basically a retest of Camarilla S3 to Camarilla S4 setup, right? So didn't really take any big size. Let's see here. Right, so this was the profit on the day, and simple trade, nothing too fancy, and that's what I'm kind of going for, you know, just going from Camarilla S3 to S4 and just keeping it simple, and then trying to stick to my strategies and stuff like that, and not chase the market, you know what I'm saying? Because as you can see here, it let's see. Wait, hold on. Let me just go back to Bookmap. Let's see what the market did from Camarilla S4. Bookmap looking like it's stuck right now. Hold on 1 second. Let this stuff just load up. Damn, it's looking like it's stuck for real now. It's not gonna move at all. Come on, move. Damn, I think I'm gonna buy a new computer, man. This stuff here, this RAM isn't enough for Bookmap while I have OBS Studio on. Alright, you see it's moving 2 hours after I actually make the move on Bookmap. So let's see here. Because I think we reversed off of Camarilla S4, so that's what I'm trying to show you here now, if this thing will cooperate. Damn, this stuff sucks. Alright. So it's looking like we actually We did reverse a little bit, but we're still moving down because this is current price right here below Camarilla S4. So we got the breakdown of Camarilla S4 as well. So it's looking like price is still moving down. Yeah, this stuff is incorporated, man. So yeah, that was my trade. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to show where I took profit and then what happened after that. Right, so we actually pushed back up to Camarilla S3 around 10 o'clock right there. Around this level right here. So you got another entry on, wait, hold on. Right, so this was around my entry right here. You got another attempt at Camarilla S3 and then it's moving down. Broke Camarilla S4 as well and the weekly Camarilla S3 as well. So we're moving down nicely today, and I didn't really expect it to move that far down. So again, just trying to stick to a simple strategy. We're moving from Camarilla S3 to Camarilla S4 and I'm out of the trade. So this is another setup here as well where it retests Camarilla S4 and then you move down lower, you know what I'm saying, probably to like floor pivot S2 and S3 and stuff like that. So just trying to stick to the Camarilla setup strategy that I have and keep it simple, and just try to compound on those strategies, and you know, you'll, as eventually as time goes by, I'll just raise the contract level, the contract amounts. Like I'll probably take more contracts as I get more confident with the strategy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my trade recap on MNQ, and it's Malak Shalomo, and you'll trade safe and stay blessed.